Joel Embiid's appendix just exploded, and so did the last illusion that Philadelphia had a championship window. BetClutch.com, the best sportsbook and casino bonuses, over $3,000 in bonuses waiting for you. BetClutch.com, link in the description. Joel Embiid, the cornerstone of the entire Philadelphia rebuild, the reason they tanked for years, the reason they traded away pick after pick, is in a Houston hospital getting his appendix removed right now with 3 regular season games left and the playoffs days away. The Sixers announced it Thursday afternoon, said further updates would come as appropriate, and gave us nothing else because what is there to say? Recovery from an appendectomy takes up to 6 weeks per the Cleveland Clinic. The playoffs start in about 2 weeks. You do that math. Let me give you the number that explains everything about this franchise. Over the past 3 seasons, Joel Embiid has played 96 out of a possible 246 regular season games. That is 39%. This year alone, it was knees, then a shin, then an oblique strain in February, and now his appendix goes on him in Houston on a road trip. Building a franchise around Joel Embiid is like buying a Ferrari that spends 11 months a year in the shop. Sure, when it runs, it's the most beautiful machine you've ever seen, but you cannot get to work in it. At some point, you stop calling it your car and start calling it your problem. Here is what makes this genuinely brutal. The Sixers had just gotten whole. Paul George came back from a 25-game drug suspension. Tyrese Maxey returned from a pinky injury. On March 26th, Embiid, George, and Maxey combined for 63 points against Chicago, and suddenly Philadelphia looked dangerous. Monday night, Embiid dropped 34 points and 12 rebounds. Tuesday morning, he's in a hospital, and with 3 games left, they're sitting 1 game behind Toronto for the 6th seed, trying desperately to avoid even having to play the play-in. Now, I know some of you are going to say the Sixers can still make noise if Embiid rushes back. But think about what you're actually asking for. You want a 32-year-old man with bad knees and a history of soft tissue injuries to rush back from abdominal surgery. That is not a playoff run. That is how you end someone's career. The process. That was the slogan. Trust the process. Well, the process produced one player who has played in 39% of games over 3 years. And right now that player is recovering from emergency surgery while his team fights to avoid a play-in game. Philadelphia missed the playoffs entirely last year, first time in 7 years. This year, they squeaked into the play-in picture and are hanging on by a thread. Mark my words, the Sixers will not win a playoff series this year. Embiid or no Embiid, the window is not closing, it closed. The process is over. Time to start a new one. BetClutch.com, over $3,000 in bonuses. Link in the description. That's my take. Drop a comment below if you think Philly proves me wrong.